another private jet landing there, another one getting ready to take off there. These are the people telling you to reduce your carbon footprint. They'll dine on the finest Wagyu steaks and Kobe beef while telling you to eat the bugs. Ezra Levant here. Every year, Rebel News goes to the World Economic Forum gathering in the Swiss Alps, in a ski town called Davos. We take a very long journey. We fly to Zurich, then we either drive or take the train up to, well, not to Davos because all the hotel rooms are booked out. We stay in a town nearby and then we train it or go by car every day. But that's us. We're regular. But there's a lot of very fancy people here. There's VIPs, and then there's VVIPs, and then if there's such a thing, there's VVVIPs. And let me tell you, they don't bother with going on the turny, car-sick Swiss Alps roads. They fly private jets to this private airstrip about an hour and a half, 15 minutes away from Davos. And then many of them take a helicopter from here for that last leg of the journey. God forbid they share the highway with the peasants. There's planes coming and going literally every 10 minutes. I just heard the sound of a jet behind me. It's fascinating. One of the things about planes that I didn't know is that you can look up their number on the tail, search out the details, for example, what kind of aircraft it is and who owns it. And there's even an app where you can track jets as they come and go. This is a fairly small airstrip. It's a private airstrip. I think it's used for commercial business. There's some industry in the area and for people flying in to go skiing in the Alps. But this 1 week of the World Economic Forum is the busiest week by far for this little airstrip, and you see massive jets that you wouldn't normally see. It's so busy, it's such an important part of their business that the website of the airport has its own special menu bar just for the World Economic Forum. You could read it yourself. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars from the fees of these planes landing and getting fueled and staying in hangars. But like I say, this is a fairly small airfield. There's not enough room. So the jets sometimes fly elsewhere to park elsewhere. We followed one plane that took off from London, landed here. It was an enormous plane, a Bombardier 6500. I Googled it. Those things retail for about $50 million US, and they cost tens of thousands of dollars per hour to fly with that high carbon jet fuel. We watched that aircraft land, and I was ready for a huge entourage to get off the plane. There were only 3 people on the plane. Sorry, it's a little noisy. Another aircraft is pulling up right now. I love the fact that the name of this private jet airport is the People's Airport. It reminds me of what we saw in Davos the other day about the Equality Lounge. There's something wonderful about JP Morgan and McKinsey and the world's billionaires having an equality lounge, and there's something very Orwellian about this People's Airport. Another private jet landing there, another one getting ready to take off there. These are the people telling you to reduce your carbon footprint. They'll dine on the finest Wagyu steaks and Kobe beef while telling you to eat the bugs. I'm grateful to this private airport for allowing us to film. I don't know if you saw it, but there's a little porthole that they have because there's a lot of plane watchers. It's sort of a hobby. People track airplanes. The airport staff came and asked us what we were up to, and we told them, and they very generously allowed us to stay here. But they did say that we weren't allowed to film one particular aircraft that was coming in because it was a secret flight, and I want to honor that request by the airport. I don't want to violate it. They gave us permission to be here on that one proviso. I want to disclose that to you. I mean, I suppose we could stand on the other side of the fence and film it anyways, but I am grateful for them landing us here. I can only imagine who that super secret customer is. One of the airport staff came up to me and just chatted with me and said that during the WEF week, they get 150 flights a day of private jets through this airport alone, and there are other private jet airports that are used as well. He told me that this airport has about 120 staff, and this week basically pays for the whole operation to survive for the year. It's absolutely incredible. And I was doing the math, 150 flights an hour. That's just so incredible. And they got to fly out, because it's not 150 flights a day, excuse me. There's not room to park 150 jets here. So get that, just to understand that. These big jets fly in, disgorge their VVIPs, fuel up, and then go fly somewhere else to park. And then they come back to pick up the VVIPs and go out again. So they have that extra trip to park. I mean, listen, I love industry and I love fossil fuel, but holy cow, these WEFers are the ones who tell us to have a lower carbon footprint. Now, they were a little sensitive about their guest list. And that was sort of contrary to our mission of showing you these VVIPs getting out of these private jets. But I did feel sympathy with them, and we are guests on their private airport property here. I love the fact that this private airport is called the People's Airport. That just makes me chuckle. But I didn't want to violate my promise to him not to show the faces of some of these clients, because God forbid they no longer come to this airport. That would put this airport in jeopardy. And I want to be respectful of the airport staff, who are not government staff and they're not WEF staff. They're just trying to make a living. But it was very interesting, and to get the straight dope from that airport worker who told me just how many jets there are. I mean, it's Monday. This thing goes all week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 times 150. What's that? 750 private jets. And some of them, we saw a jet, and he didn't want us to film the guy. There was a single person on the private jet. Imagine one guy being flown. I mean, you have two staff on that plane. That's a master of the universe. I can only imagine what he came here to preach. By the way, I heard from another airplane spotter we met here named Daniel that there are some VVVIPs in town to go to Davos. They're not even coming to this airport, because while there are barbed wire fences around it, it's not a very high security airport. So for example, Vladimir Zelensky will probably go to Bern, the capital city, and then go by helicopter all the way to Davos. Same thing most likely with Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, the Israeli president, and other triple VIPs. This is just for the VVIPs, including that gentleman who got off the plane from London. We overheard him as he was getting into the limo. We overheard the name Mr. Patel. I have no idea who he is. We'll try and Google that. Anyways, no trip to report on Davos is complete without a trip to the private jet place. There's got to be, I don't know, I'll see if the airport will tell me, there's got to be 100 jets a day coming through. It's incredible. And don't let them tell you for a second that they believe in reducing emissions. They believe in reducing your emissions. For Rebel News, I'm Ezra Levant, and you can follow all of my reports at WEFreports.com. I'm here in Davos, Switzerland, with a team of 6 journalists from Rebel News. You may remember last year we managed to scrum the CEO of Pfizer and Greta Thunberg and other people who want to control your life. We might even bump into the chief of BlackRock, Larry Fink. If you think our journalism is interesting and important, please go to WEFreports.com. All our videos will be there. And if you can, please chip in a few bucks to crowdfund our economy class airfare to get here.